Hey guys, Brian here. Today's video is going to be a little different. I won't be any cutting or anything. I just want to kind of go over the build and talk about some of the things that went well and didn't go well, and just kind of share my thoughts on the build so far. Before we get into the discussion here, I just want to say a quick thank you again to everyone that's been following along so far. I've had a ton of fun with this whole process and I've learned so much. So the reactions that I've got so far are just awesome. So just thank you everyone for following along here. We'll do a quick recap here. I have done a lot over the last couple months, and the documentation of the build has gotten a lot better over the last, 2 months. I'm not knocking it or anything. I think there's just been a lot of information out there, and I know Mark and Logan are doing an awesome job getting everything in one spot. So with the Discord and the wiki, I know version 3 just released, so the information is in a much better spot than it was 3 months ago when I first started. So when I first started, I did order the AliExpress kit. I'm glad I did. I saved a lot of money going with the AliExpress kit. Yes, I did have to wait 3 to 4 weeks for my delivery, but during that time I was able to cut the steel and start drilling and tapping and everything. So I didn't want to work too far ahead before I got the material, but there was plenty to do before the parts started showing up in that 3 to 4 week delivery time. So I have a standard size build. It's just the default layout. I am in the States, so I use 3x2 steel, which I sourced locally. I paid about $85 for all of the steel. I'm not sure if prices are low in the Midwest here where I'm at, but I thought it was a fair price. So some background of my, personal building experiences, I guess. I built the PrintNC 3 times over, the original, the Burley, and the Primo, and that seemed to go really well. A quick difference between the PrintNC and the PrintNC building experience. The PrintNC, there is a lot more decision making that you'll have to do on your own. I don't want it to sound intimidating, but you'll need to figure out what your build is going to look like. So some quick background on kind of my personal building experiences. I like to think I'm fairly mechanically inclined. This was my first time working with steel, so I would definitely recommend getting some transfer punches. The 2-in-1 taps actually worked pretty well for me. I did do some pilot holes first, which seemed to help. And you need thread cutting oil. Whatever it is you want to use, you got to use something. It only took me like 2 holes without thread cutting oil before I broke a tap, so that was a big help. I'm using Linux CNC, and that was I have a very love-hate relationship with anything Linux, and I knew that there was going to be some tinkering involved, and there was a lot of help in the Discord and in the Linux CNC forums that that definitely pointed me in the right direction. At least, to build a machine like this with an X motor, 2 Y motors, and a Z motor is not rocket science when it comes to Linux CNC. The parallel breakout board that I'm using is meant for a machine like this, so I knew that it wasn't going to be anything impossible. It's not like we're doing anything too fancy when it comes to the movement of the machine. When it comes to printing everything, I have a CR10 in the corner here, and then I used the blue silk PLA, which turned out pretty nice, I thought. I've had some comments on the motor mounts, and the motor mounts do have some wiggle to them, but I'm probably just going to leave them for now. They do make steel ones that you can buy, and there's also a mount on the wiki that you can get that will work on the PrintNC. So I actually bought some steel mounts. I just haven't got around to put them on yet. I got bigger problems to worry about right now. So as far as using the machine, I do have Linux CNC set up the way that I want it, and 99%. I might have a couple tweaks here or there, but I can comfortably work on the machine. I have a shop computer right behind the camera that I have Fusion on, and then that saves my G-code file or my .nc file to my NAS, and then my Linux CNC box is pointed to the NAS. So workflow is pretty good when it comes to getting G-code files on the Linux box itself. So as far as cutting goes, you guys have seen my Y roller plate video, and posting that in Discord, everyone's like, go faster, man, go faster. And I'm like, I'm trying. Like, I'm not used to this, you know? The machine is definitely going to be a little overkill for what I need, to be honest. 90% of my projects were wood up until this point. Now that I have a machine that can cut aluminum, I'm going to start, you know, opening my eyes to the metal cutting world. I have some experience with, you know, machining throughout college and a little bit after, but actually doing it on a machine here is a little different. So as far as what I wish I would have done or what I could have done better, there are a couple things that I wish I would have done differently, but they don't apply to version 3 that's out right now. So with version 3 being out and also the AliExpress store being updated, I really don't have any, I guess, suggestions to future builders out there. The Pro Kit is in the AliExpress store right now, and also the version 3 is fairly universal from what I've read anyway. It's only been out for a couple of days. So there is one thing to note, I guess. The VFD cable is not in the AliExpress kit. It's clearly labeled on the store, so that is something I had to order extra. And then I also got a bunch of these single flute end mills from AliExpress. They were like $1 each, and they work great. So that was quite the deal. So some of you guys might notice that I have sound tiles inside the enclosure now. We have a little one in the house now, and the cutting was a little bit louder than I expected. So I put some insulation up on the wall behind me, and then the sound tiles in the enclosure, and then I also have it on these isolating blocks. So doing these 3 things actually helped a lot in sound isolation. So the other side of the wall here is our basement, and it's very, very hard to hear from the other side. So I kind of lucked out on that one. So as far as projects go, I'm kind of a keyboard nerd. I have been bit by the mechanical keyboard subreddits. I don't know what if you want to call it, a spell or whatever, or a curse at this point. But I have a full-size keyboard that I have started to build, and I started to cut this out with the PrintNC, and I've already got it wired up and everything. So this is a Proton C board. I'm not sure if you guys are too interested in this stuff, but I've got the aluminum plate here. Get a better view of that here. And this was cut on the PrintNC. So I would love to make an entirely aluminum case for this board, and I think that's entirely doable now. So that is something that I want to do a video on in the future. But as far as what's next, we're just gonna kind of play by ear. So as far as where the channel is gonna go from here, it's kind of up in the air at this point. I want to start filming the projects I do. I know that I'm not gonna have a specific I don't know, theme, I guess. You know, I mentioned the keyboard stuff, but I'm sure other projects are gonna come along that you know, I'll make videos on. I realize that the focused content does better on YouTube, but I'm just gonna be uploading what I have fun with here. I don't want to follow the guidelines too much as far as the algorithm and all that stuff. I really just want to have fun with it, and you know, see what happens, and kind of go from there, to be honest. Well, I think I've talked enough. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. Feel free to subscribe for more CNC stuff, I guess, and we will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.